Hello, welcome to my seven-part series on the morality of tomatoes. Now, this is a common filmmaking trope, but it has its origins even before film, with the Italian nobleman Florenzi du Florenzo. Florenzi de Florenzo was a very wealthy nobleman, and he would often go into his garden on Saturdays and eat oranges. And then he had this idea that was actually about tomatoes. So, tomatoes, as we all know, usually have color, but if you remove the color, all you have is their sort of shape and essence and their metaphysical properties. And in order to explain those medical physical properties, in film, you can visualize them by showing them in the film. So, for example, in Seven Samurai or Star Wars, you have metaphysical properties around which much of the plot is centered. So, you have swords of the samurai and lightsabers of the Jedi, and those are each conceits that are important for the overall plot line, but can be described without visual language, such as color, much like a tomato can be described when you also do not talk about its color. Now, in these films, you have protagonists and antagonists, and these protagonists, as I've merged them together, often do things, and those things are often represented by metaphysical properties such as lightsabers. So when a protagonist unsheaths a lightsaber, that's a thing that's real. And it's very important to communicate that to audiences when they're watching a film. And sometimes things are black and white, and they're differentiated. So, like when you have the sea and the land, those are in the same shot, but they're different sometimes, as well as the sky and the sea, which are also different. And in film, it's very important to note these differences and say that they're different via visual language. Now, if you are trying to visualize something such as justice and notions of what's right and wrong and morality, that gets further complicated by the duality of tomatoes because Italy was very different at that time, and things have changed greatly since Florenzi di Florenzi. And I'm going to explain this more in the other parts of this videos about the morality of tomatoes, and you will be astounded once you watch the other videos. But this applies to your life. It applies to everything you're trying to do, whether it's paying your taxes or sitting down, anything, anything you could possibly want to do. It's going to be in the videos. It's going to be amazing. Okay, just stick with me.